the MPC voted unanimously to reduce the policy repo rate by 25 basis points to 6% with immediate effect. Consequently, the standing deposit facility, the STF rate under the liquidity adjustment facility shall stand adjusted to 5.75%.
With this announcement in its last monetary policy in the month of April, Reserve Bank of India, the money manager to the central government, signalled a benign rate environment, suggesting the nation's economy was doing well and could rev up the growth curve with some more money supply. The markets reacted with a hurrah, and then there was a thumbs up from the man on the streets.
It's good that government is reducing the interest home loans, and middle class can buy home and car and education. It's good for us. We can make big things from this.
Now, as the RBI Monetary Policy Committee, up for another round of cuts with experts weighing in, meets again on June 4th for its bi-monthly review of the economy, the expectations are building.
So RBI will definitely go for rate cuts because we really need a credit growth push, which has been a multi-year low at around 12%. But that said, I think what RBI might do is go for gradual rate cuts rather than going for too aggressive rate cuts. It has already gone for 2 rate cuts in successive MPC meetings. It will probably factor in a couple of variables. One is the rainfall. We are already expecting above normal rainfall this year, but it will still try to monitor how it kind of pans out in terms of distribution. Second, it will try to see how it impacts the inflation.
And she believes that the rate cut cycle might go on in the upcoming months too.
I think it will probably go with 25 rate cuts 2 more times this fiscal year. This calendar year, sorry.
What a rate cut does is bring down the borrowing cost for the people and industry alike, injecting growth-stimulating economic activity.
We as the middle class of this country will have a little more to save because that will take down our home loans and all other loans that we have taken. So as a middle class woman, that will also make sure that I can buy more stuff for my kitchen, and not only that, I think I can save a little. I can also invest my money so that in 20-30 years when I retire, I have more money and more luxury in life.
The expectations of a rate cut is even enthusing youngsters like this one.
Not everybody can afford a 2 or 3 CR home. प्लस अगर रेट कम हो जाते हैं, प्लस अगर इन्फ्लेशन रेट्स कम हो जाते हैं एंड सब कुछ अफोर्डेबल हो जाता है, तो इट्स गोना बी सुपर बेनिफिशियल जो उनके घर का बजट होता है. एज यू नो, जो होम मेकर्स होती हैं उनको ऑलरेडी अपना बजट प्लान करने में कितनी डिफ़िकल्टीज़ होती है. एट द सेम टाइम not only budget, need and wants, दोनों चीज़ को बैलेंस करना is quite important. I think it's a good move as India is already being a 4 trillion economy. So it's good कि अगर India finally middle class family के लिए कुछ सोच रहा है.
Then there are those who caution about reading too much of happy news. Professor Santosh Mehrotra, a familiar economist on Republic TV debates, had to say this.
An economy cannot be driven by the top 10 to 20% of the population, which is what is in fact happening. And that's what's being essentially shown up by the K-shaped recovery. So there is a scope for reduction of the interest rate, and maybe it will increase in private investment, and maybe it will not. But every effort has to be made.
Mehrotra also believes that even as RBI continues to do its job of reading the tea leaves of the economy, the government needs to do more.
There is desperate need for creation of jobs, for investment to rise, for private investment in particular to rise, and I think the government needs to enable that to happen.
Now, taken together, it is clear that while RBI continues with its rate cuts, people on the streets and experts alike understand the benefits of an upcycle in the economy that the resultant money supply can bring over to the Monetary Policy Committee on June 4th.